So today we're going to talk about organic social media in relation to corporate growth. We will have a quick overview as to what organic social media is, what the difference is between paid social media, the difference between personal profiles and company pages, particularly on LinkedIn, why you should still be using X or Twitter as it's known, jumping between the two for now, how to raise your law firm's profile, connecting with potential clients, how we would then go on and define that success. It's brilliant to put all this fantastic effort in, but if you can't then go on and define your success, doesn't really matter much. And then we will have some time at the end for question and answers. Hopefully that will take us around 45 minutes, and then we'll have around 15 minutes at the end of the session for question and answers. Please do feel free to ask your questions throughout, and then we will come back to them towards the end. So, organic social media. What is it? Why would we use it? What's the difference between paid? So, organic and paid social media have different roles. Paid social media is paid, and it's specifically used for targeting advertising. This is what you would use to generate leads and drive conversions. You would target a particular set or segment of people and hope to have leads and conversions from within this particular group. Organic social media is free content that's shared on social media. So this would be stuff you would log on to the native social media platform and post out yourself. There's no money involved. There's no targeting, no parameters, no boundaries. You just push it out yourself. So the people who see this content will be your followers. Dependent on their engagement, it will be their followers, and it will be people following the hashtags you use. So people who would follow the legal hashtag, for example, or lawyers, solicitors, anything like that. Organic social media is best used for brand awareness, building relationships, and keeping your customers engaged throughout that sales journey, and for customer support. It keeps them engaged throughout different points, as it's an area they can jump into, they can jump out of. They don't have to sit on the phone and talk to somebody. They can leave a message and hopefully somebody will come back to them as soon as they can, almost like texting. So let's concentrate on LinkedIn for a moment, and we will look at the company homepage. So the difference between a homepage and a profile. When you're setting up a LinkedIn page for your firm, for yourself as an individual consultant, it needs to be a page, not a profile. Profiles are for individuals. My LinkedIn profile showcases me as an individual. It showcases me as Laura Hall's content professional. The LexisNexis UK company page showcases LexisNexis as a brand. It details the company and what it does as a whole, whereas my profile details me and what I do as an individual. My profile allows me to make connections and allows me to network. The LexisNexis UK company page is a brand, and it allows people to follow them and see what they get up to. It's a very, very big difference. I understand LexisNexis is a very big company. When we're dealing with these on smaller scales, you might think, well, it's me, I'm my brand, I am an individual. However, you are still slightly different. You are selling your consultant services. You are promoting your consulting services. You are promoting yourself as a legal professional, not yourself as an individual. If you have a profile, you will be limited as to the types of activities you are allowed to do, which we will come on to and show you in the next types of pages, my next slide, sorry. But you will be limited in terms of the functionality, because LinkedIn doesn't think you're a brand, you're a company, and you need that extra ability. So this is an admin view for your LinkedIn. So as you can see here, oh, pardon me, I've lost my mouse. So as you can see here, this would be your feed. This would be all of your activity, which would pop up here. This will be your analytics. So this is really important, where you can see what you're doing, how well you're doing in terms of, is your audience growing? Is your engagement growing? Are your impressions growing? Editing your page, setting up events. Again, that's not something you can do as an individual on a profile. You can't set an event up, and then just your basic settings. Here, you will always have a snapshot of analytics. So your most recent search appearances. This was taken in December, so you can see December is a slightly quieter month. Followers, impressions, things like that. As a company as well, LinkedIn will pop up and give you helpful post ideas and suggestions. It will see what is popular on LinkedIn as well as within your sector to give you ideas. Some of them are helpful, some of them aren't. So Twitter, or X, whichever people are calling it nowadays. In terms of setting up, it is no different than creating a personal Twitter profile. There isn't a difference like there is on LinkedIn. This is a declining platform. It is ever changing. I think 2023 has demonstrated how quickly Twitter X is changing, how the platform is undecided as to the direction it is going to be, whether it is going to be this wonderful everything platform or if it is going to stick to the trending current events platform we all know and use. Right now, this is not a platform to invest significant time or resources. There is not the engagement, there is not the return on investment. However, it's not a platform to ignore. There is a big legal industry presence on Twitter simply because it is a reactive platform. You are able to respond to trends, current events, and things that move quite quickly, quite instantly. It is a good platform to keep in the know on, but we're not sure on the future of it. And we are seeing from various social media reporting platforms, various trends, some of the bigger corporate companies such as Hootsuite, things like that, they are reporting significant declines. The easiest way to manage this right now is to just simplify your LinkedIn copy. X or Twitter has a very short character count, as I'm sure you're aware, so just chop it down. Social media management platforms. What is a social media management platform? Quite simply, a social media management platform is a platform where you can manage all of your social media channels and everything that is involved within managing them. So scheduling them, responding to inquiries, reporting, analytics, anything you need to do, you can do within this singular platform. This is a critical component of your success. Having to post targeted messaging across multiple platforms at various points of the day is not only time consuming, it's difficult to keep track of, and it takes up your entire day. It's wasted time and it ends up being one big headache. You will miss leads and you will come across as not being, you will miss things. It's a very difficult thing to manage manually. If you're not responsive, if you're not engaging with people who are engaging with you on social media, you will leave them with a bad social media brand experience, and then that will in turn impact your own engagement and brand awareness. So there are many different platforms out there at varying price points to suit different budgets. with many different features. Some are free, and you can bespoke build them near enough all to suit your own social media strategies. Key elements are obviously how well it works within your own social channels, the content calendar abilities it has, the scheduling tools, the reporting, and the analytics capabilities. 3 examples I have for you are Hootsuite, HubSpot, and Sprout Analytics. Sprout Social, sorry. So Hootsuite has various price plans. Sorry, I will just say they are not the only 3. There are many, many, many other social media management platforms out there. Do have a look and choose the ones that are right for yourselves. So Hootsuite has various price plans. It has scheduling optimization abilities. So it will have a look at what you're posting, when you're posting it. It will look at when your audience is engaging with that, and then it will recommend times to post. It has many analytics capabilities, so it will form various reports, bespoke reports compared to what you want to do, and channel integrations, so it will bring together a lot of social media channels in one place. Not every channel, but most of them. HubSpot is more of an all-in-one inbound marketing CRM tool, so it goes one step further than just a social media management platform. Sprout Social has one of the most comprehensive analytic features I've seen. However, it is very expensive, but it also has the fantastic scheduling optimization features that Hootsuite also has. So these are just 3 examples. There are many out there. Some of these have free options, so you can take the trials, see what's working for you, and go from there. So raising your profile with a content strategy. It's really, really important to understand that social media is not like the rest of your content. It's not an email. It's not an article. It is separate to the rest of your content. It's more casual. It's more peer-generated content. It's like sitting next to somebody in the room. However, you shouldn't go completely off book and be completely wild with your social media content. It still needs to be part of your brand and who you are. It still needs to fit your brand identity, but it can be a bit more casual. Content scheduling with this is where content scheduling comes into play. When content scheduling is so built into your campaign procedures, it helps social media become business as usual. So you would automatically do an email set, you would automatically do your news article, whatever else would form part of your campaign, and a social media post. So it just becomes completely wrapped and enveloped in your normal business as usual content procedures. Organic social media also provides the opportunity to stay relevant and respond to trending topics, to whatever's going on in the moment, whether that is a breaking story around generative AI in the law and data security, perhaps, or a news story has been picked up about your law firm. You have some breaking news. You can then respond, pick that up, and gain traction off that story there and then in the moment. Then raising your profile. So content types. Social media is fantastic for being able to explore and investigate different content types. There is no right or wrong on social media. Half of the fun is being able to experiment and see what works for you and your teams. So here I have some examples of just some of the content that we have recently put out. Some of it's worked really, really well. These are all things that we have found really successful. So polls, Individuals love giving their opinion. So if you're asking a question, giving some answers and letting people vote, people love to pass an opinion. There's nothing wrong with leading the question, so providing some options for answers that you want. You can use it as really easy customer research, customer feedback. These are all things that can be used to your own advantage. Moving on, you have videos. Everybody loves a video. The most important thing with videos is keeping it accessible. So we want to ensure that there are subtitles or closed captions. A, for accessibility. B, not many people watch videos with sound up anymore. So if you don't have those captions or if you don't have those subtitles, you will lose interest and people will continue to scroll. Static posts with or without pictures, so text-based or not, they are the most common types of posts you will see everywhere. They are the most common types of posts. There is nothing wrong with them. They are very highly engaged with. However, they are more likely to be engaged with if they are based on some kind of question, insight, statistic input. So here we have a did you know, and then a graph with some kind of statistic that makes it far more interesting to kind of pause and read rather than just a name or a headline, as it were. Finally, something that we are actively trying to utilize a bit more, as we have been astonishingly pleased with the success, are these document overviews. So these are 1 to 2 pages, wouldn't suggest any more than that. PDF documents that you're able to just kind of pop up on LinkedIn, and these are seeing fantastic success at the moment. Excuse me. So reporting. Reporting is very, very important. If you're not reporting on this, you don't know how well you're doing. And if you don't know how well you're doing, you don't know why you should be doing it. You don't have any kind of reasoning as to should you be putting more effort in, should be scaling back your effort. Is this area potentially worthy of putting some paid social media behind it? Could there be some real traction there to kind of generate some more leads and conversions off of it? Organic social media is a fantastic area to act as a playground occasionally for paid, along with having its own role. So, social media reporting. There are an incredible number of metrics to report on around social media, each with their own different meaning and importance, but not all are applicable and relevant every time. They are also different for each different social media platform. So we have followers, we have your page engagement rate, which is specific to LinkedIn. We have post engagement, impressions, video views, clicks, your click-through rate, sentiment, which is specific to Twitter, and then mentions, how many times people are talking about you. So using this to connect with clients, your followers, a great place to understand how to connect with your clients is to understand who is following you on social media, who is interested in what you're saying. Each month, your follower count should, at the very least, remain the same. Ideally, it would increase. And then each month, you need to be taking a look at the demographics of your audience. Are you attracting the same types of people, or is your audience changing? If your audience is changing, why? Are you introducing new content types? Are you introducing new products? Are you talking about new products from your business? Let's just try and decipher what is going on and the reasons behind it. Audience personas are a fantastic idea and way to ensure that your messaging is consistent. Excuse me. These personas not only benefit your social media, they will benefit all of your content going forwards. You can create a specific social media element for them, but there's no reason why that can't follow through to emails, etc. So within LinkedIn in particular, in that analytics section on the sidebar, you can see your audience, your demographics. You can see their job function, their company size, industry, location, and seniority. So that's a really easy way to check every month who is interested in your brand and what you've got to say. So different social media platforms will have those different capabilities. So just spend a bit of time investigating, having a look, and seeing what's possible. Making sure you understand who your audience is and what they want to know, see, and hear is critical to your brand awareness and ultimately your commercial success. So engagement rates and impressions. These are probably the two most talked about social media metrics, but they are probably the two most misused social media metrics and misunderstood. So when we're talking about engagement and impressions, there are two main forms. There are page and post. So page metrics, these track any Page metrics track any interaction on the page during the time frame that you've looked at. So the engagements are the number of times people have engaged with the page overall. So that's all of the clicks, all of the comments, all of the likes, all of the shares. And these are counted as a percentage of the people who saw them. So that counts for the posts on the page, everything. It's every interaction on your page. An impression is the number of times your page's overall posts were displayed on a LinkedIn member's screen. Feeling we may have some questions about this at the end. So a post. The post metrics track interactions with posts published during the time frame. So individual posts, not the page as a whole. So we would be, for example, talking about this post in particular, rather than everything that happened on the LexisNexis UK page. So an engagement would be the number of times people engaged with this particular post. So all of the clicks, comments, likes, and shares counted as a percentage. And then the impressions would be the number of times this post was displayed on someone's screen. So clicks and click-through rates. So again, as with engagement and impressions, two main forms can be measured, page and post. So page clicks are the number of times people clicked on the page's posts. So that's everything overall. Whereas a post click are the number of times a signed in LinkedIn member clicked on your post. Sorry, excuse me. That doesn't include engagements. An engagement is different to a click. A click is a single part of an engagement. Engagements also include shares, comments, all of the different types of reactions you can do to a post. If a member clicks the same post multiple times, that's still only one click. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as more than one. So your click-through rate is how many people then click through by following the call to action. This is measured, so that's measured by the number of clicks divided by the total number of impressions, normally as a percentage. This is where a social media management platform will come into play, as most of the time they will work these out for you. This is where it starts to get a bit formula involved, Excel spreadsheet, we need to start working this out. So by running reports, as long as we understand why we're doing what we're doing, if we run the reports and we get the numbers for us, personally, I believe it saves my headache and having to get calculators out and all those types of things. So there we go. So really, really important to make sure that the platform can suit your reporting requirements. We need to make sure that it's going to tell you the data that you need. Most platforms will allow you to create a bespoke report that you can run as often as you would like. Best practice would tend to be monthly, so you can regularly keep an eye on what is going on and take any kind of different action that you would like to, or try something new, and then have a fuller, more detailed quarterly and half-yearly report so you can measure year-on-year success. It's also really important to undertake competitor and market research and trend analysis, see what's coming up for 2024. Social media moves so quickly. It's important to keep up to date with what's going on. If we look at a new emerging platform like Threads isn't sure what it's going to be doing next month. So we need to keep an eye on what's going on with it. It's just opened up some desktop capabilities. It's just launched in Europe. So it's ever changing. It might not be as brand heavy at the moment, but that is rapidly changing. And then your competitors, what are they doing? Why are they doing it? Are you moving in the same direction? Are they still a competitor? It's important, especially on social media, to be aware of what they're doing. And social media should be fun. You shouldn't be afraid to experiment and innovate. There is always an element of caution. We have all seen the disastrous social media fails over the years, but it is fun. As long as you are doing it with a sensible brand head on, there is no reason why you can't experiment and innovate. So this is an example of a report I have set up on Hootsuite. As you can see, it's exportable. You can customize the date. I can add metrics. I can add a note if I want to remind myself to double check something next month. I can pick and choose the different social media accounts. This will let me see it in a variety of graphs and formats. I can see the different types of page engagements. It will let me present it in a manner that is friendly for me. Native platforms. So there is also a lot you can do within the native platform of LinkedIn or Twitter, for example. So you can access individual analytics on posts. Again, this is another reason why you need to be on a company page, not an individual profile. So when you are hovering over an individual post, you will get a really quick summary of how many organic impressions that you've had. And then if you click down into the show stats, you will see a snapshot of your impressions, engagement rate, clicks, all that kind of information. So there are stats you can pull natively as well. You don't have to use a social media management platform, but you will find it far easier if you do. Do we have any questions? That brings me to the end of our slides. I think we've got through that a little quicker than I anticipated. I will stop sharing my screen now. So just as a quick reminder, our Lexis Plus AI demos are taking place Tuesdays and Thursdays over the next couple of weeks. I believe our next one is taking place next Tuesday on the 13th. So you can sign up for a demo for that. But I think that's everything from us today. We have finished slightly early, so that's half an hour extra back in everybody's diaries. Thank you very much for attending, and you will receive the copy. Thank you very much. Take care.